On to Chelsea. Spurs. I think it's kind of gone under the radar because yesterday was such a madness of a day, but you guys bottled it. And the
done it again. 90th minute. How many times?
Again, George?
How many times?
You know what? It's definitely a problem that we're facing this season with the late last-minute goals. I mean, I saw the stat that we've conceded the most goals past the 90th minute in the league this year, and I think it's like 8 goals or 7 goals.
Eight goals, yeah.
Yeah, which is it's nuts.
That's
like
crazy.
It's something that we've known, and as Tottenham fans, like when we watch the games, you can see just the level of our intensity drops heavily after the 75th, 80th minute. Like that's when the teams just sort of lost it. That we lose control of the games. That's when the other team starts to take control, doing these long balls, starts to win set pieces. We start giving away corners.
Is that a tactical thing, George? Or is it?
No, that's just an issue with the squad. I mean, we haven't really got the depth to bring other players on to replace the quality that we already have on the pitch. And piling that on top of the fact that you've got a lot of players coming
manager, surely.
Well, I'm explaining it. If you let me finish, Agal, you'd understand what the reason is. But piling that on top of the fact that we have a lot of players coming back from injury, the likes of Maddison, Van de Ven, Bentancur, players that aren't fully fit, can't really play the full 90. We get leggy. It's definitely, I think, something that the manager has to address. I think it won't be as much of an issue when we have a bigger squad and you can bring, when you ain't got Skip, Gill, and 5 other academy players that you've got to bring on to try and change up the game, and you've got actual good players coming on, then it won't be so much of an issue. But yeah, it's definitely a problem at the moment. It's something that we've noticed for a long time. Our performances, we lack control in the last 20 minutes. But apart from that, I mean, Everton, it was a tough game. I'm not going to sit here and act like we deserved to win. We didn't pop Everton. We didn't play them off the park.
It was a good game.
I felt like we played pretty poorly considering comparing to some of our other performances. Everton defended well. Richarlison done his thing though, man. Richie with the double, that second finish, I was surprised as anyone. I was like, this guy can whip it now. Like
serious one.
serious finish. So
Maddison's assist was good as well, man.
That's what I mean. So he's starting to pick up form. That's one of the positives that I'll take from the game is Richarlison.
It wasn't enough, was it?
That's
what
I was
going to say. You still drew. So was it enough?
To say all his positives.
You know what?
There it is.
Let me touch on that.
What is funny? What is funny?
Can I say why I'm laughing? Because you said it's positive, but you still drew. So I feel like,
was
you know what I mean?
There's 2 major negatives you didn't touch on. Let me touch on it because you're a Tottenham fan. You want to stay positive. I get it. Let me be the one.
I didn't even. Again, Agal, you can go in a second. Just give it a second.
Okay, you want to get on the negatives too, so we don't get. So don't.
I already touched on some of the negatives, but you didn't let me get there. You're just you're jumpy. You're waiting. Like an excited.
You're taking time, man. Come on.
You'd think that Tottenham dropped like 3 points this weekend. We still picked up a point.
Nah, you dropped 2. You dropped 2.
I said we picked up a point. I never said we dropped 8 points.
Oh, so nowadays.
No, I'm saying you didn't drop 3. You dropped 2. That's what I'm saying. I'm just clearing it up.
You don't think you dropped points there?
You dropped 2 points. You didn't pick up 1 point.
You didn't pick up a point, bro. You didn't score in the 90th minute. You conceded.
Man said he picked up a point from a winning position. How can you pick up a point from a winning position?
No, it's not, bro. You were winning the game and you bottled the lead.
I said, wait, no, Don. Us picking up a point and us dropping 2 points is the exact same thing. You just
no. There's a big
in this context. Not in this context. You're moving the context.
I started.
We've all done sales here, mate. We know it. Manipulating words here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what you were doing there, George. It was good though. Like, unfortunately for you, we picked up on it, innit? That's the only unfortunate situation here. So you tried it and you got called out.
We picked up on it just like they picked up the point.
George came in it like a double glazing salesman. Do you know what I'm saying?
What I said simply was that we played bad. I never sat here and said, I said we didn't deserve the win. We didn't play like we deserved the win. And you guys are still like trying to pick out the points. Or you said you picked up 1 point. Egal, go. You want to say your go?
If I'm not mistaken, guys, Tottenham are a better team than Everton. If I'm not mistaken, Tottenham are not the team that is. Are they not trying to get top 4? And they're talking about picking up 1 point against Everton. What are we doing here? You guys got Vicario, who's one of the best goalkeepers in the league.
You were going to come with the negatives.
You guys got one of the best goalkeepers in the league so far this season, but it's starting to look like he's been found out. A couple back-to-back games where it's looking like, oh, Vicario has a weakness, and people are playing to that weakness. When it comes to corners, he's looking soft. He's looking a little bit skinny. he's looking a little bit like he's not used to the Premier League, because when people are going up for corners, yes, one couple times you might get fouled, but not every single time just flop on the floor and think you're going to get the call. Come on, you got to be a big boy in there. David De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers we've seen over the last 10 years. He started off the same way. So I'm not writing him off. I'm just simply saying he needs to improve.
I mean,
at this moment in time, he's costing you guys. He's costing you guys these goals. And you want to know the next thing is? Ange Postecoglou. Amazing job so far at Tottenham this season. You got to give him the utmost respect. But in that game, he cost you guys with those substitutions. He took off his two most controlling in the possession and the people who retain the ball the most.
Wait, what players
in that game? With Højbjerg and Madison coming off.
Okay. And wait, Agal. Answer the question. No, I don't care. But why did it?
I'm speaking. How you
okay, no, but you.
Hey, Agal, don't let him ask you any questions. He got 3 points. You got 1 point. Calm down, George. Agal, continue. Sorry.
Not how it works.
No question.
You're sitting here saying Madison came off.
Why did Madison?
George, all we want from you is answers, bro. All we want from you is answers, bro. No questions.
Substitutions directly led to you guys being under pressure. With Højbjerg and Madison coming off, you could not retain possession. You could not hold on to the ball. You brought on an extra defender and an extra winger, and you only added one more midfielder. So in that situation, you're telling me you're going to have more possession with one less midfielder on the pitch? No. Everything kept going, and eventually they got the goal that they needed. And that's due to your manager's mistake with the substitution. So you can talk about your rotations, you can talk about injuries, you can talk about everything else, but two people directly cost you in that game. It's your goalkeeper being soft at corners and your manager not trusting that these players could keep the game going. And he then changed it, went defensive, and it didn't work.
Clearly you didn't listen, or you missed something the first time.
No, you never said any of those points, to be fair.
The reason why the players like Madison, Bentancur had to come off the pitch because they've just come back from injury. Madison specifically has just come back.
Another midfielder
within the past 14 days, he just come back from injury. He's played his first game. So now he's in a position where he can't complete 90 minutes. For him to go and complete 90 minutes is him risking another injury. Our manager's not going to do that, especially when we're in the lead. Yes, 2-1 up. We'd lost control of the game. Didn't have as much control. We wasn't playing great. But 2-1 up, 15 or 10 minutes to go, we can't risk another Madison injury. He's our most important player in our team. We had to take him off. That answers one question. Vicario, I think all this talk about Vicario is his fault. He's being a bit... For one, don't throw stones when you have a glass house. David Wright doesn't know how to defend crosses in the first place.
Don't deflect.
He couldn't catch the ball.
When there's a crack being thrown,
he can't catch the ball. I go.
Don't deflect. No.
Don't do that when you have David Wright goal.
This is the Tottenham segment, George. This is the Tottenham segment. Let's stay on topic here.
They start deflecting. They start being.
Igal, just don't allow it.
Igal, we get it. So again,
the Spurs segment.
George,
no Arsenal talk here, bro.
We're talking about Spurs.
You like deflecting as well, Igal. You like deflecting.
Compare Vicario to Alisson. Now, when he's being held to that standard, you want to.
Okay, so wait. I will wait. The thing is, Igal, we will still compare him because look what happened to Alisson yesterday. What you want about? Your point is invalid. You're just doing stupidness now. You're trying to do these agendas that don't work.
This is not an agenda. Your goalkeeper. You guys consistently.
A top goalkeeper is a top goalkeeper. We saw you just mentioned Alisson.
He's a good shot stopper, but he's weak.
Agal, you just mentioned Alisson. You just mentioned Alisson. After Alisson's performance yesterday, you're using him as the benchmark for a top goalkeeper. You're not going to come here.
Yesterday for you. He's still one of the best.
Stop for a second. You're not going to come here and mention him as the benchmark after he made 2 mistakes and then say, oh, Vicario is a bitch because he didn't push the... He's been the best goalkeeper in the league this season. That's facts. That is facts. He's been the best goalkeeper.
He can't be held to that standard because he's a first player, I guess.
What has done wrong? What went wrong with the corners? That's a defending issue. That's an issue you look at the defenders with. I look at the way that we defend, and that's a defensive issue that Ange needs to address. There's no way, as this is basic principles of football. If you have someone marking your goalkeeper, as a defender, as someone who's gonna man your own box, you'd go get him off the goalkeeper. Get him off the
George, but do you know what, George? Hold on, real quick, Igal.
I need to address one point.
Wait, sorry, no, Kunle and Igal, let me finish, bro. Both of you love to talk. You'll get your time.
You can't take a break.
Igal, second, bro.
Take a break. Let George finish, and then we'll go back to you boys, please. Let's go
again. So this is the defensive issue. I don't know. Like, this is something that I look at. You can look at a Vicario and make it about him. I've made it about our defenders. I'm not going to put the blame on the goalkeeper, because when the goalkeeper does start to push, does start to call fouls, then people are going to look at the goalkeeper and say, why is he giving away fouls on corners in his own box? And then that's going to be in his issue. But there's easier ways to prevent that from happening. What happened, those goals? And as we saw in the Man City game, it should have been addressed from then. It should have been addressed that no one should be allowed to stand on our goalkeeper. But I'm not going to sit here and blame the goalkeeper for that happening. That's a defensive problem.
Why was the goalkeeper standing behind the line of the goal when the goal went in? Like, that's what I want to know.
Why is he on the floor?
Like, why is your keeper behind the goal for the? Like, why is that?
Jules, you can't lie. Listen, that's a big weakness in his game. Clearly,
why is there bare silence, Jules? We asked a clear question. You love to talk. You're not talking now.
Hold on, Jules. Igal's got a fair point. Igal's got a fair point.
All their players on a pedestal, but when they're being held to that standard and being criticized, they want to say it's the team. Is he one of the best? And he has to be able to compete and continue to show that level, even when it's against Everton and he's being bullied. He needs to find a way to get through that game. Guess what? This is the Premier League. It's not Italy. It's a situation where if those fouls are going to happen more often.
What's your point then? What's your point?
My point is he's been slightly found out. This is a weakness in his game. He needs to improve it. It's not a team issue. It's a Vicario issue.
He's still a good keeper, though. He's still a good keeper.
He's still a great keeper. He's a great shot stopper. When it comes to corners,
guys, I mean, just jump in because it's getting a little bit hectic. I understand your point. The goalkeeper, he's not particularly good at it. But wouldn't you look at your team, and I'll throw this to Nina, would you not expect his defenders, if they know he's a little bit fragile on that, to stand in front of him, protect him, and to stop that? Or do you think that the Arsenal boys have got a point that the goalie's got to be stronger in that circumstance?
I mean, yeah, there's only so much a goalie can do, and I don't actually agree on the point that he's not good at collecting crosses. Is that the point that you made? I'd actually argue that he is quite good. What did you say that he wasn't good at?
He's not good at managing the box when he's in the corner. People are easy to pulley him and push him around.
Yeah, but that's where the defenders come in and help. No, they've got to demand their own positions. The goalkeeper can't do that all.
Fair enough.
Over the
last couple games, you can call it, if you want to call it a team issue, fair enough. But when it comes to him, he's shown it. He's conceded 3 or 4 goals from that directly this season.
Goals. It's just Man City and this game because you can only name those.
The Everton game, didn't he concede 2 like that?
He conceded 1 goal like that. We only conceded 2 goals from Everton, and the second goal was Romero's flick on that put them through on goal.
I think I was getting confused.
One hell of a flick.
Every time they had corners, they were sticking it on him, and he wasn't looking comfortable. Let's be real about it. He wasn't looking comfortable.
But there was also plenty of times that he managed to get himself out of those positions and won the cross, catching the cross.
I agree with what I hear what both of you are saying. Yes, defenders should help him, but at the same time, he can be a little bit stronger as a keeper. But listen, it's a weakness in his game, but he's got a lot of strengths as well. I think he's a good keeper, man.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said it's a bit shallow to scrutinize him just on that point when he's arguably been one of the best keepers.
No, but that's why I'm saying he's been found out. Because when you have a weakness, people play out.
Yeah, but saying he's been found out.
One second. When you have when I say this,
agenda on Vicario now.
That's a bit extreme, I won't lie.
My point is,
why that's extreme is this, right? You know, this season, like Saka's had some poor performances. People are showing him on the inside. Does that mean he's been found out as a footballer?
That's what everyone's saying. Am I wrong?
No. Forget what other people say.
What does found out mean? What does found out?
What I mean by that is you need to change your way. People figured out this is
change your way.
When you have a weakness, people are going to play to it. You've been found out. Doesn't mean you're a shit player. It just means you've been found out that you have this weakness.
Okay. I mean,
how many times has he been exposed?
And it's how you react to it. Is that what you're trying to say, Hugo? How you react to them finding out his weakness.
I don't know if you watched the Everton game, but the whole entire Everton game, every time they had a corner, they were trying to put it on him.
The Man City game,
they got a goal from that. That was the goal that got them through in the FA Cup.
If you did watch the game, Miguel, you would know that they didn't do it in the second half. They started off the game doing it 3 or 4 times, and then even the commentators picked up, why did they not continue to do that? They didn't continue to do it because they know that they keep doing it. They're at chance of giving away a foul, and when they do potentially score a goal, it's going to be taken off because they're pushing the goalkeeper. And it's gonna force the refs to give away a foul at one point. But at the moment, the refs aren't going to call those because they're too tight. That's all it is.
Hey, Vicario needs to improve. Not an issue. You can just admit that at least. Just admit it. Listen, there's
Yeah,
no
Let me just say something, yeah. If he needs to improve to this extent, I don't know what Raya needs to do, to be honest with you. If he needs to improve to this extent,
hey,
this conversation has nothing to do with Raya, Don. How about that?
I'm gonna mention him because Vicario is.
Why? This ain't Arsenal segment yet, bro. This ain't Arsenal segment. We don't need Raya.
There's nothing wrong with saying a player needs to improve in one category.
My point. No,
I'm not calling him shit.
but you're going too extreme with it, bro. Yeah,
you guys just love protecting. You guys love protecting players that have nothing to do with Arsenal. I'm not talking about Arsenal.
Wait, hold on. Egal, 1 second. Hey, Don. Egal wasn't saying that Vicario is now rubbish. Like, for example, a lot of people said Robin has been found out that he can. Hold on. Robin has been found out. Can I land? Hold on. Robin got found out that he only uses his left foot, but he found a way to master that technique, and it wasn't an issue for him. So that Vicario has this flaw, he's trying to say, and he needs to figure out a way out of it. Is that not what you're saying, Egal, or am I mistaken?
Yeah.
But wait,
why are we going crazy about it? That's not.
But would you not, if you're gonna say something like that and say that he's been found out, you would need more than just 2 goals in a couple games to say he's been found out. He's been found out.
Okay, so
you'd say at least no.
We'll pick this back up if he concedes another 3 more goals like that.
You could have spoke just before when Kunle was trying to.
No, we can pick this back up in a couple weeks. We're talking today.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from this one and go to some super chats here.